Hi, I'm Chuck Ingalls, your host for this video tutorial. Welcome to MoviePix.com. In this tutorial we're going to talk about the gradient wipe transition. But first I wanted to mention that if you haven't had a chance to visit the MoviePix community, our forum, please take the time to do that. It's a great resource for you, loads of information, lots of friendly people. You'll truly enjoy it. The video transition, or the transition used in Premiere Elements, is called the gradient wipe, is a great transition because it can be used for a lot of different things, but one of the best parts of the transition is it gives you the opportunity and the ability to create your own transition. Steve Grizzetti of MoviePix has created a gradient wipe pack, which includes a lot of things that you can find in our products. If you search for gradient, you'll see that we have a little gradient wipe book, and we have a gradient wipe pack, and then we have Premiere Elements 4 gradient wipe transitions. Today we're going to be in Premiere Elements 13, and then we have a PDF book about gradient wipe. And in the gradient wipe pack are a bunch of different images, graphics, that you can use as transitions. And basically it's a grayscale gradient of some kind, so from white to black and all the gray in between, you can use to create some very interesting and cool transitions. So let's go into Premiere Elements. Now I've already downloaded the gradient wipe pack, and I have that to use. And what I have in my project here is a white clip and a black clip, and it's going to be an easy way to show the difference in how the gradient wipe works. Now if I open up transitions, and I've already searched here, you can go into search and search for gradient, and there's your gradient wipe, and we're going to add the gradient wipe transition between our black and white clips. Now we have an option to use this transition, and we have a softness level that we can apply and change. We can use this standard gradient wipe that includes basically from black in the top left corner to white in the lower right corner, and it will wipe that way. Or we have the option to select an image, which is what we're going to do. Now here's the gradient wipe pack that Steve put together, and you can create your own stars, circles, you know, pretty much anything. As you can see, he's got a checkerboard, some meteors or maybe like raindrops, and he even has a map of the United States. So let's take this map of the United States, and you can see that there's black and white and various shades of gray. Each state is a different shade of gray or black or white. And let's open that up. And at this point, we're going to click OK. Now we have an option to align our gradient wipe transition at the left or the right or in between. We also have an option for more. We can display what it's going to look like and set our start and end points. We can reverse the wipe if we wanted to, and then we can do custom options, which the custom options allow us to select the image and set the softness once again. So we'll click OK. We'll click Done. Right now it's at center. It's between our two clips. We have the option to move this transition anywhere that we want to in between the two cuts. We can also lengthen the transition, which in this Control Z is your friend, and which is sometimes a good thing to do with the gradient wipe. And so here we're going to go from our white clip to our black clip with the gradient wipe transition of the map of the United States, right? So as we go, you can see various states appear, and I'm just dragging the CTI slowly so you can see what this is going to look like. And that's what a gradient wipe does. It takes all the grayscale, black and white, and goes from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and makes that really cool transition. I'm just going to play at normal speed, and so that's what that looks like. Let's go in and go to More and down to Custom, and let's select a different image, and let's do the meteors. Click Open and click OK, click Done, and then here's what the meteors look like. So that's pretty cool. We can set the transition further over to either side or anywhere in between. And to adjust the transition to the best possible position will depend on the clips that you're transitioning to and from. But the cool thing about the gradient wipe is you can go into Photoshop Elements and you can create a cool gradient that you can then use as a transition in your project, and it can be unique to you. It can be your logo, it could be a star, it could be sunglasses, it could be, you name it. It could be pretty much any kind of design that you could conceive of and come up with. So this is a way to make your project unique and completely your own, is by using a gradient wipe transition that you've created. And to get you started, of course, MoviePix is there to provide you with, for free, the gradient wipe pack that you can use, and you can open those images up in Photoshop Elements and take a look at those and see how they were put together and what they look like, and then you can design something similar or totally different all on your own. Let's take one gradient wipe transition and put it between two actual clips. We're going to put it here between these two clips. We need to move the CTI first though. Let's click Home, and then we'll go to our transitions. We'll drop that, and we'll select the checkerboard, click Open, and click OK, and click Done. And now let's take a look at this. Let's turn down our audio. I'm going to lower the volume for now. So here's what the gradient wipe is going to look like. Which is very cool. I like that just the way it is. What we want to check out, let's open it up again and go to More. Let's go to our custom settings, and let's bring the softness all the way up to 127. And now let's see what that looks like. It's a lot smoother, a lot slower transition there than it is. Go back again, go to 0, which is the other extreme. Let's see what it looks like now. That's a lot more defined, not as smooth and not as definite and defined sections. So at 0 you get the much more defined gradient areas, so between the gray and the black and the white, versus up on the high end of 127 where it kind of all blends together a little bit more. So the combination of moving the transition between the clips to find the right spot and then setting the right smoothness for that, right here, setting the softness to the proper area that's right for what you want to add as a transition between two clips. And it's going to vary based on what kind of clips you're using, or if it's photos, or whatever it happens to be, and how that all blends together. So it's something that you got to play with probably for each individual time you use that transition, but the option to be able to create your own is what I truly like best about the gradient wipe. Thank you again for joining me here at MoviePix.com. Don't forget to stop by the forum and check that out. See you again next time.